Hi, I was going to start off this video talking about lesbian bed death and about, how to identify if, you have a normal sex life or you don't or whatever. And, as I was kind of thinking about what I wanted to say, a lot of it really has to do with your connection. And I think that out of any relationships, usually lesbians tend to have more of a codependent relationship where they don't want to be apart from each other, and they're really emotionally open, which I think is amazing and great. But they don't tend to always have their own identity. They don't have their own time. Like, they do everything together, or they're tag teaming if they have kids, where they want to be the best parents that they can be. And I think more than any other population, whether it be heterosexual couples or gay men or whatever, I think lesbians tend to put themselves last and the relationship last, and they're willing to say, well, we're great friends and we have great communication, so if the intimacy isn't there, then so be it. So what I would encourage you to do is a few things. One is go out by yourself with friends. Leave your partner at home by themselves or with the kids or whatever, and once a month or once a week, I would say at least once a month, if not once a week, go out for a few hours, or twice a month or whatever, call it in the middle, right? Go out and encourage your spouse to do the same thing. Go out and be your own person and not have to worry about being codependent and being there with the other person. And make sure that you're following the rules within your relationship, whether you're not going to a strip club, or you're not going to a bar that your partner feels uncomfortable with or whatever. Sure, certainly to be able to do that sort of thing, you are still married, but to go out and do your own thing, because then you get to come back and talk to your partner about those experiences, and then they go out and they talk to you about those experiences that they're having. And then also make sure that you're having time together, not cleaning the house or talking about deep topics that maybe friends might talk about. Spend time together, cuddling, making out, giving each other massages, being intimate, and really focusing in on that. And if it's uncomfortable or there's not an initiator or whatever, if you have to, schedule time that some point in this weekend it's your turn to initiate something, and flip off, not flip off, but every other weekend switch off between like your time and the other person's time to initiate, because I think a lot of times in heterosexual couples, men stereotypically are the people who initiate sex. In gay male couples, they have usually two initiators. Men are socialized to initiate that more, and women are not. And so when you've got two women in a relationship, oftentimes there's not the initiator. And so if there's naturally an initiator and the other person is usually like, nah, that's something that you guys might want to come in to a couple sessions of therapy to kind of work out and figure out what are those barriers to doing that. And because eventually you end up just being roommates or friends, and for some people that's okay, but for other people it's not. And so I would encourage you that if you're not having enough frequency in terms of your sex life or intimacy, that if you're even watching this video, it means that you're thinking that maybe that is true for you. Go to a session or two of therapy. It's not going to hurt, and you can go and find someone who might be in the LGBT community, because I know that for a lot of us in our community, it's very awkward to go to a straight therapist and talk about our sex issues or whatever, intimacy issues, relationship issues. So find someone in our community. You can give me a call. You can set up an appointment. You can look online for gay-friendly therapists in your area. So you type gay-friendly therapist and then type the city that you're in. But I encourage you to get help. I encourage you, to do that, because you might be fine in how you're living, but eventually people start wandering off and people start cheating, and it's not because that they're meaning to hurt you in a relationship or whatever, but I'm not saying that everybody doesn't have sex who ends up cheating, but what I'm saying is that, things start happening in the relationship. And so, oftentimes your sex life is an indication of how your everything else in your life is. And so I'd encourage you to look into that. So I hope this was helpful, and have a great day.